Now on 4 News Now at 6, a spike in opioid overdoses across Spokane. We'll show you the growing problem and what is saving lives.
I am tracking snow in your first alert forecast. I'll tell you about a winter weather advisory for a slick morning commute.
And one of Spokane's most recognizable landmarks is set to reopen. We'll take you inside the newly renovated Garland Theater as they prepare to light up the silver screens once again. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. And we begin with breaking news. Just within the last half hour, we've learned these are the 9 Spokane police officers investigators say were involved in the shooting that left one man dead on the South Hill last week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Dice. It happened on January 31st near South Stevens and West Cliff Drive. We're also learning the gun the man pointed at officers before they opened fire had been bought in December of 2023. Now, this all started when officers responded to a call that an armed man was threatening to kill himself. All 9 officers are currently on administrative leave. This is an ongoing investigation, and we'll continue to update you as we learn more. And more breaking news, this time out of Spirit Lake. 4 News Now has been looking for answers since a 67-year-old woman was shot and killed by police in her apartment last November. Tomorrow evening, we may finally get them. Spirit Lake's mayor contacted our newsroom just after 5 o'clock tonight. He says the Kootenai County Prosecutor's Office plans to release a report on the shooting. He also says city officials and the police plan to release their reports as well. S.A. Floyd was shot by officers who went into her senior living apartment. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says after shooting her, the officers left her apartment, got a search warrant, and then went back in. She died at the scene. Investigators have not released the reason for the officers opening fire up to this point. Neighbors we've spoken to have also expressed frustration with the lack of transparency in this investigation. Well, it's clear there are drugs on the streets of Spokane. And if you're on Facebook, you may be seeing what seems to be a spike in overdoses lately. Spokane Fire says it's already responded to 249 overdose calls this year. That's an average of more than 6 overdose calls a day. Last year, Spokane Fire responded to an average of just over 4 calls a day. Marissa Rio was live with why the actual overdose numbers may be even higher than that.
That's right, Derek. And not only has Spokane Fire seen an increase in those overdose calls, but the Spokane Police Department has as well. I also spoke with a local addiction treatment center, and they too have seen an influx of people struggling with drug abuse. Now, a Spokane Fire official tells me their normal OD calls are found near shelters or in the downtown area in general. Giving Narcan to a patient is something the Spokane Fire Department has been made more accustomed to. As overdose numbers rise, Narcan administration has as well, as this is the typical way firefighters respond to overdose calls. As one fire official looks at the data regarding overdose calls, he realizes there is not only a spike now, but there has been a steady increase over the past few years. So let's look at the numbers. In 2022, fire responded to over 1,100 overdose calls. In 2023, fire responded to 1,600 overdose calls. That is over a 33% increase in calls from 2022 to 2023. And Spokane firefighter Justin DeRuyter says those numbers are probably even higher.
Because the 1,600s is just overdose typed calls. If the call comes in as like a cardiac arrest, it could be because of an overdose, but we're not capturing it as an overdose in that sense, in that scenario.
The Spokane Police Department says while it has also seen an influx in overdose calls, those numbers are typically hard to track.
But a lot of times, these medicines, like something like Narcan, would have just come from medical institutions, police, and fire. Now, the public has access to them, which is great. You have a greater potential to save lives and to help people, but there's no requirement for documentation.
SPD says it also doesn't report overdoses because it's not a crime. With that being said, overdoses in Spokane are likely higher than those numbers that are reflected that Spokane Fire gave us because of like what Lieutenant said. There's Narcan, and now the fire says sometimes those calls are coming in as cardiac arrest when they are in fact ODs. If you or your loved one is struggling with drug abuse, you can find resources on our website at KXLY.com. Reporting live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, like Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker was saying earlier, we could see the smallest amount of snowfall. Let's send it over to her now with that first alert forecast.
Well, the snow is actually already transitioning in Rathdrum. This is the latest image here from US 95 and State Route 53. And you can see in the lights that we do have some snow, and it's starting to stick a little bit on the grassy surfaces. And our radar certainly backs that up. We are zoomed in on the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area with a rain snow mix and snow in progress, and that is going to potentially have a little bit of a lull this evening before ramping up later tonight. Even so, the snowfall totals are going to be light around the region. This takes us through noon on Friday. In general, a ½ inch or less around the Coeur d'Alene area, 6/10 right in Coeur d'Alene. In the Spokane area, we are looking at snowfall totals of only about 1/10 of an inch or less. Really just a dusting, but the timing is not great on this. So this snow will be falling on roads that will be at the freezing point or colder. So we are looking at some really slick conditions as we head out the door Friday morning. And because it's been a while since we've been on slick roads, most of us, we do have a winter weather advisory. Goes into effect at 10 o'clock tonight and continues through noon on Friday for the area shaded in purple. And that has been expanded to include the Moscow and Pullman area, the Idaho and Washington Palouse. I will be back with the rest of your Friday forecast. Involves some sunshine, Derek. That's in just a few minutes.
All right, that sounds good. Well, after nearly 20 years representing Eastern Washington on Capitol Hill, Cathy McMorris Rodgers announced she will not run for re-election. McMorris Rodgers released a statement reading, "It's been the honor and privilege of my life to represent the people of Eastern Washington in Congress. They inspire me every day. They are the strength and soul of America, the greatest experiment in self-governance the world has ever known." This now means her seat in Congress is up for grabs, which could have nationwide ramifications. Our Jordan Smith joins us in studio. Jordan, this announcement came as a big surprise to a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people, including those at the Spokane GOP. We were told that this announcement caught everyone there by surprise. McMorris Rodgers is one of 2 Republicans that represents the state of Washington in Congress. Spokane GOP says it's already begun the search for a new candidate. McMorris Rodgers has served in Congress for 20 years, elected to the House back in 2004. She represented Eastern Washington with a strong conservative voice, notably opposing same-sex marriage and pressing for stronger immigration policies. During her time in Congress, she served on the Energy and Commerce Committee, becoming the first female lawmaker to chair that committee. Her former district director, Tracy Couture-Richmond, says that this is a significant loss for the region, but she is excited for her former colleague.
It is a significant step down, and I was really surprised when I saw the announcement today. We are losing a big advocate for Eastern Washington in Congress, and so I would definitely say bittersweet today hearing the news. Happy for her personally, but sad for us as a district.
And McMorris Rodgers' term officially ends in 2025. So as it stands today, that would leave Representative Dan Newhouse as the last Republican from Washington in Congress. We did reach out to McMorris Rodgers for comment on what those next steps for her might look like. Her team declined our request for an interview at this point in time. In studio, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
All right, Jordan, thank you. Well, increased stress is leading more teens to turn to drugs and alcohol to cope. That's according to a new study from the CDC. 70% of teens surveyed say drinking helped them relax. Other reasons for using include coping with stress and dealing with depression. The CDC says if teens have less anxiety, they might be less motivated to get intoxicated. The findings were based on nearly 10,000 teens from 2014 through 2022. Well, last month's cold snap led to a lot of us cranking up that thermostat, which means a higher energy bill, especially if your home isn't very energy efficient. To solve this issue, Avista will actually send a professional to your home to help you find ways to save energy and money. Some of the things these energy pros look for are gaps and leaks in your insulation and around your doors and windows. If you're worried about the cost of fixing your insulation, Avista can help with that too.
The really low-cost upgrade, we have great incentives that cover a large portion of the cost to upgrade your insulation.
To see what other things to look out for in your home to save some money, look for my special report on KXLY.com or on your connected TV using the KXLY Plus app. Well, there are still a few more weeks of winter, but meteorologist Matt Gray is already looking ahead to next winter. Coming up, what's pointing towards a snowier ski season next year and what could stand in the way. And President Joe Biden won't face charges for keeping classified documents in his home after leaving the Obama administration. The difference between his case and the documents found at Donald Trump's home coming up. And Washington State Athletic Director Pat Chun will have a new role this fall, what it means for his position at WSU and the future of Cougar football next in sports.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Save your greed!
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features new and upcoming MMA stars battling it out for the next big ticket fight. King of the Cage live at Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, February 15th.
Winning is just the beginning.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
This Valentine's, if you're searching for something tough, reliable, and exciting, then you need to visit Findlay Downtown Toyota.
This year, fall in love with a new RAV4 or Highlander, or maybe a Tundra or Tacoma truck. Plus, check out the sweet lease options available now. And if you're looking for a quality used vehicle, we've got hot buys available now and ready to roll.
This February, fall in love with a new vehicle from Findlay.
Our kitchen used to look like this. So I went to the Par Design Center, where they helped me choose my cabinets, countertops, and hardware, and we loved the results.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
I've always been drawn to artists like this. Yeah, me too. This used to be one of my favorites when I was younger. You're me. Yeah, after you quit the firm and follow your passion.
Face your future with Whitworth University. Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Queen Nation, the ultimate tribute to the music of Queen, live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, March 7th. Get your tickets now for the #1 ranked Queen Tribute Act.
Winning is just the beginning.
All right, welcome back. Washington State Athletic Director Pat Chun has been named as one of the new members of the College Football Playoff Committee for the 2024 season. Sports Director Julian Minnesone joins us in studio. And Julian, what does this mean for Chun and for WSU?
Well, WSU fans don't have to worry. Chun is going to stay on and continue his role as the athletic director there at Washington State. But now, as part of the playoff committee, Chun will have a say in which teams are ranked at the end of the season and which teams make it to the college football playoff. Next year, the playoff expands from 4 teams to 12, but the format is still uncertain due to conference realignment, specifically in the Pac-12. Reports say that the vote to change the playoff format was delayed by WSU President Kirk Schultz, who is seeking a guarantee of voting rights and revenue distribution to the Pac-12 beyond the 2025 season. Washington State and Oregon State are the only 2 remaining Pac-12 schools, as the other 10 members are moving to other conferences at the start of the season. So having Chun on the playoff committee is huge for WSU's position in the college football playoff landscape. Now, Gonzaga basketball took a step in the right direction with a win over Portland last night, but there's no time to celebrate. The Bulldogs will go head-to-head against number 17 Kentucky on Saturday. The game will be played at the legendary Rupp Arena in Lexington. Rupp Arena can hold up to nearly 20,000 fans, which is more than 3 times the size of McCarthy Athletic Center. This is the 3rd ever meeting between the schools, but the first time that Gonzaga has played at Rupp Arena. The Bulldogs are looking forward to playing in one of college basketball's most historic venues.
We've been pretty much everywhere with this program. We've just never been there. The fact that it's in season, in conference play, I think it bumps it up a couple notches. And when Gonzaga plays Kentucky, that's a really, really big thing for college basketball.
And tip-off for that game is at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Washington State men's hoops is on the road against Oregon State tonight. The Cougars have won 3 in a row, but the Beavers looking for revenge. WSU defeated Oregon State by 7 points last month. Wazoo is also hoping to keep pace in the race to the NCAA tournament. The Cougars are on the bubble and need to keep winning if they want to improve their tournament chances. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock tonight in Corvallis. And Gonzaga women's hoops is just getting underway against Pepperdine. No Yvonne Ejim for Gonzaga tonight as she's playing for the Canadian national team this week. The Zags have won 16 straight games. They're going to look to keep it going. We're going to have highlights and post-game reaction tonight on Nightside, as well as a lot of the district playoff games for high school hoops. A lot of those games are tonight rather than tomorrow on a usual Friday. So if you don't miss them tonight, tune in to Nightside. But if you miss them tonight, you'll have them on Friday Night Sports Extra tomorrow.
Double your pleasure. Yeah. All right. Julian, thank you so much.
A little bit of snow overnight will be a distant memory by tomorrow afternoon. We'll be dry throughout the day, a high temperature of 39 degrees, which is just about average. And it looks like we're going to get some sunshine in the afternoon as well. And there may be more in your weekend forecast. I'll tell you about it after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
This February, love is in the air at the Kootenai Casino in Bonners Ferry. With sweetheart deals on rooms, dining, and the spa, and thousands of dollars in giveaways. Stay at the Kootenai Falls Lodge starting at $59 midweek or upgrade to a Riverview room for $79. Bring your honey and win some money. Book your getaway today. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Our motto here at Holiday Heating is fixed right or it's free. That means that we'll get the job done right the first time, and if we don't,
we will own up to that and we will take care of it for you for free.
Fixed right or it's free means that we are accountable for the 100% satisfaction of our customers.
We'll come back and get the job done and with no additional charge to the customer.
We are humans and we do make mistakes, but we are here to make it right and make sure our customers know that.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical.
Wait, why don't I know you?
Come see Mean Girls at First Interstate Center for the Arts, March 5th and 6th. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Choosing countertops is one of the biggest decisions that you make during a kitchen remodel, and my husband and I thought that we would have to go to Seattle to find what we wanted. A friend recommended that we try Granite Concepts in Lewiston, and the people at Granite Concepts were amazing. They were friendly and straightforward and helped us find exactly the countertops that we wanted.
Granite Concepts, beauty set in stone.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
911, do you need police, fire, or medical?
I guess police. There's a kangaroo in my apartment complex.
You heard that right. Investigators in Tampa, Florida say this kangaroo escaped from its home and somehow got trapped in the pool area at this apartment complex. Once deputies were able to catch the bouncing marsupial, they were able to reunite it with its owner after verifying some paperwork first. But you know what? If you're a police officer, it's not something you're really trained to do, is wrangle kangaroos.
No, bring your boxing gloves, right? Like in the cartoons.
Exactly.
Geez, what papers do you need for a kangaroo?
To verify? I have no idea.
No. Oh my goodness. Well, we've got a little bit of winter weather to talk about. 4 things to know all happen here in the next several hours. We have a winter weather advisory, goes into effect at 10, continues until noon. However, by noon tomorrow, the rain should be long gone from the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. It's mostly going to be overnight. Slick morning commute, and mainly because our roads will be below freezing. Our winter driving skills may be a little subpar considering we're this late in the snow season and have had so little practice. And we then will get some afternoon sunshine, which will be great, and it will last through the day on Saturday. Got a little problem with the traffic camera here in Coeur d'Alene. Now, they were reporting light snow at the airport in the last hour. Now it's back to rain, but the temperature is 33. You may have a rain-snow mix in spots in the Coeur d'Alene area. Still rain in Spokane where it's 37 degrees, but the Doppler radar is definitely picking up on more snow in North Idaho, and we will continue to see that transition through the evening. Here's a look at our forecast radar starting off at 10 o'clock tonight, and I just want to point out that Spokane is right on the edge of the snow, so you may not even get a flake at your house depending on where you live in the Spokane area. Certainly the further west you go, the less likely you're going to get any snow at all. But we'll start off at 10 o'clock tonight and see that most of that snow is going to be from Coeur d'Alene and points to the south, with some light snow falling over the Idaho and Washington Palouse. Here's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're dry in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but we see that snow continuing to the south. And then finally by noon, when that winter weather advisory expires, we're dry across the entire region. Again, it is not for the amount of snow, but the timing and its impact on the slick roads that the National Weather Service has issued this winter weather advisory 10 o'clock tonight until noon on Friday. Then we get a little bit of a break in the weather for Saturday. I think we're going to see some sunshine. Sunday, we're back into the wet weather. Only a 40% chance, but our snow level will be up above the valley floors. Here is Sunday with that snow around 2,600 feet. We could see a rain-snow mix in spots on Sunday in the valleys, up to 3,300 feet on Monday. Meanwhile, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We've got some sunshine on the way for Saturday. By the way, I am going to have your ski report in the next half hour. We've got some fresh snow, maybe a little bit of sun. That is delightful. More snow for the ski areas for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. However, it's more of a rain-snow mix or just rain in the valleys as high temperatures get up to 40. Overnight lows, however, will be below freezing on most nights through the 7-day forecast. But really, these temperatures are just about what we would expect this time of year. We haven't had a whole lot of average temperatures in 2024. It's either been way below average or well above average. So how about some normal weather, Derek?
It would be strange to have normal weather. All right, still ahead, the fight to get former President Donald Trump back on the ballot in Colorado. His lawyers' arguments on why his name should never have been removed in the first place. Coming up on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino brings you actor and comedian Tracy Morgan to Spokane Live. Saturday, February 24th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Entertainment without limits.
Now that's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
Experience the Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo. Explore better boats, the largest selection of inventory, and the biggest savings, all under one roof, inside the region's largest indoor showroom. Discover the latest models from the industry's best brands, including Cobalt, Malibu, Axis, Barletta, Chris-Craft, Harris, Regal, and Cruisers Yachts, plus our huge display of pre-owned inventory. Mark your calendars and make waves with us at the biggest event of the year, happening February 1st through February 10th. The Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo. Better boats, better prices, better event.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region. Only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino brings you actor and comedian Tracy Morgan to Spokane Live. Saturday, February 24th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Entertainment without limits.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
Well, if you're missing the snow this winter, our weather team has some promising news. A La Nina watch, is in place for later this year. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here to break down what it all means.
And Derek, if there was ever an ideal scenario from a climatological perspective for us, this is it. As a reminder, El Nino and La Nina, opposite ends of a cycle of water temperatures and weather changes across the Pacific Ocean. And when this cycle changes, it creates changes in weather patterns across the world, including right here in the inland Northwest. So here's what we tend to see for El Nino and La Nina conditions for this cycle here, right here at home. Now, as you can probably tell by the lack of snow and pretty mild temperatures this winter, we are in a pretty strong El Nino. But the U.S. Climate Prediction Center is now saying we are setting up for a crash. Take a look at how these cold Pacific waters are starting to eat away at that warm El Nino waters in the East Pacific in this animation. Now, this is actually going from the top of the water to the bottom there, so this is a depth-wise view. Strong El Ninos have a history of ending pretty abruptly, and when they do, well, they can switch to La Nina pretty quickly. Here is the latest forecast from NOAA. By late spring or early summer, we should expect to be out of El Nino and into neutral conditions, neither one. But by the time we get to the middle or end of summer, we could already be in La Nina, if not even earlier than that. The odds of La Nina by the start of fall, over 75%. Now, there is one thing that could mess this all up, or at least mess up the effects of our transition to La Nina, and that is how hot the oceans are right now as a whole. Over the last 11 months, those lines at the top of your screen, the world has been in record-setting territory for ocean heat content, and we have seen in the past that warm temperatures, especially in the North Pacific, end up having a warming and drying effect on our weather here in the Northwest. So, am I ready to call for a snowy winter a whole year ahead of time? No, but La Nina is a huge part of us getting to a place where we can be confident in saying that, and I think in a few more months, we'll be ready to make that call. Derek?
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, snow has obviously been hard to come by this winter, so we went to the Ag Expo happening at the Spokane Convention Center to talk to farmers to see if our lack of snowfall will have an impact on their crops.
No, everything looked pretty good, I thought, going into it. We had pretty good moisture going in, and crops are coming up, so it looked fairly decent.
Now, farmers also told us their winter wheat is coming in nicely, and hopefully our wet weather will continue to help with their summer crops. All right, we have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including why you might be willing to spend more going to things like concerts and sporting events.
As you can see, I'm not able to touch anything in this process, making it completely sterile. I'll tell you more about what this new manufacturing plant means to the Spokane community coming up.
And the Garland Theater is getting ready for its grand reopening. The changes the new owners are making coming up on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last. Plus, 6 years, no interest. The President's Day Super Sale on now at Furniture Row.
This Valentine's, if you're searching for something tough, reliable, and exciting, then you need to visit Findlay Downtown Toyota.
This year, fall in love with a new RAV4 or Highlander, or maybe a Tundra or Tacoma truck. Plus, check out the sweet lease options available now. And if you're looking for a quality used vehicle, we've got hot buys available now and ready to roll.
This February, fall in love with a new vehicle from Finley.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch, because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit Queen for only $299.99. Plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Denver Mattress.
Next DT, one-on-one with Usher. His Super Bowl halftime confession.
A lot of dance, a lot of energy.
Plus, only we're on set of NCIS and NCIS Hawaii.
Next, ET.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Behind these super football stars are some incredibly strong, smart, and successful women. Yes, we see you, Taylor. And tomorrow on GMA, just days before the big game, it's the women behind the Chiefs and 49ers stars on Good Morning America.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, today, Jubilant Hollister Steer opened its 50,000 square foot plant expansion in the Hilliard neighborhood, creating 200 new jobs here in Spokane. But beyond the job growth, our Hunter Bertram learned about the pivotal role the Spokane plant played in the COVID-19 pandemic.
With the slice of the red ribbon marks a new challenger of global pandemics.
The impetus of this project was actually to have a quick supply chain of pandemic-ready products, much quicker than what was in the past.
Jubilant Hollister Steer manufactures biomedical products. One of those products includes one of the first medicines that fought COVID-19 in those infected with the virus.
If you're a Spokaneite, one of those proud points is basically one of the first COVID therapeutics, specifically remdesivir, was actually manufactured right here in Spokane.
Remdesivir is a medicine that stops the COVID-19 virus from spreading and causing severe symptoms, ultimately saving lives. However, when the pandemic had struck, it took over a year to produce. But now, with the plant expansion, Preddy says it will only take a few months for those life-saving medicines to become available. Now take a look at this. This is one of the new machines in the facility that's able to produce 400 vials a minute. Preddy said the state-of-the-art facility will double its yearly output of 30 million vials a year to now at least 60 million vials of medicine.
And each vial is around 5 patients that will be serviced. So you're looking at almost 300 million patients that will be serviced because of this expansion.
In perspective, that's life-saving medicine for almost every person in the United States from this one Spokane plant, which will immensely aid in future pandemics. Jubilant Hollister Steer says products from the new expansion will start being produced by the end of 2024 once all tests are passed and employees are trained. In Spokane, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
And pretty impressive. Now, one of the attendees at Jubilant Hollister Steer was Consul General Prakash Gupta. He will be the head of the new Consulate General of India in Seattle. Today, he met with Spokane community members to discuss the possibility of more job opportunities. Peter Choi had a chance to speak with him today about his goal for people in Spokane.
Yes, Derek, it was a very busy day for the Indian community in Spokane today. The newly appointed Consul General visited with a message to bring stronger relationship with the U.S. and possibly bring more jobs to Washington.
is a huge opportunity. Really excited.
On Thursday, Seattle's first appointed Indian Consul General, Prakash Gupta, met with Spokane's civic leaders and community members.
The initiative on critical and emerging technologies is going to be the centerpiece of the India-US bilateral strategic partnership.
Last June, Indian Prime Minister visited the U.S. and saw the need of having a consulate in Pacific Northwest, where many tech giants like Microsoft and Google are headquartered. Gupta says the Spokane area has a possibility of creating more jobs in the future.
We learned about the potential in aerospace in Spokane, so that's an area of cooperation where we'd like to bring some aerospace companies to come in and see what can be built upon.
Subarna Nagra is a member of the Indian community. She says she's excited about the new opportunities in Spokane.
There's a lot of simultaneous projects that we've got going on, and I think the more, the merrier. The more involved in the right areas would only progress those relationships and those missions.
Taking a tour at the pharmaceutical manufacturing company, Gupta emphasizes the expansion of a bilateral relationship between India and the U.S.
When it comes to the health sciences space, the joint development of manufacturing in vaccines that can help our shared economies and our shared peoples.
He says he also plans to bring more culture awareness of India through India Culture Week and exchange student programs.
And I hope and through you wish the very best for India-US strategic partnerships.
And the new consulate is set to open as early as this May. Seattle will become the 6th U.S. city to have the Indian Consulate General Office here. In studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
All right, pretty interesting, Peter. Thank you. Here's a live look over downtown Spokane where there's a chance we could get a bit of snow. Let's send it over to Chris Crocker now to see if it's going to have any impact on your morning commute.
It will around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, but only in pockets. Here's a look at our radar right now, and we see a mix of rain and snow falling across the region, and you may be going back between rain and snow as they have in Coeur d'Alene. We're getting a little bit of a break right in Spokane, but there's more wet weather coming. Here's a look at some of the snowfall totals we are expecting overnight through very early tomorrow morning. Up to a ½ inch or a little more in Coeur d'Alene through Spirit Lake. Once we are on the Idaho or Washington side of the border, the precipitation totals will be much lower. In general, only up to a 1/10 of an inch, a little bit more down around Cheney and Spangle. Around the region, no big difference there until we get into the central panhandle. Then we see a little more snow. Meanwhile, in the Columbia Basin, staying dry. We do have a winter weather advisory that goes into effect at 10 o'clock tonight, continues until noon on Friday. Not for the amount of snow, but the impacts that could have on the morning commute. A little bit of snow on cold roads can make for some real icy spots. That precipitation, though, should be tapered off in Spokane by the time most folks are hitting the road. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you. In Western Washington, a high school student in Covington died on the school bus Wednesday morning. Parents of other students said they received a text from the school district saying there was a medical emergency and that all students were safe. Still, many families were left with questions when they found out a child had died.
Well, when I came this morning and saw the police, the yellow tape across the school bus, my first thought would have been a gun. I was hoping there wasn't a gun involved. But other than that, I didn't know anything.
The King County Sheriff's Office says all deaths of children are investigated as suspicious, but they're not commenting yet out of respect for the family, the school, and the students' friends. Well, still ahead, a new gym in Spokane where you and your family can work on your ninja skills. Coming up, we'll give you a preview of some of the courses. Plus, it's not just the inside of the Garland Theater getting a makeover, the massive changes to the property outside the theater. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino. 4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Mr. Quad Casino Hotel has a sweet treat for you. Cash, cash, and more cash. Play your favorite games now. Earn entries to win your share of up to $18,000 cash. Mr. Quad Casino Hotel.
Anything else?
Yeah, can I get some napkins?
Sure. That'll be $1.
For a napkin?
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascend checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
The President's Day Overstock clearance is kicking off early at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores with special offers and overstock discounts on over $10 million of in-stock furniture and mattresses for every room in your home.
Get that new bedroom set or that living room furniture you've been waiting for, or the new hot styles that just arrived with 0% interest financing, making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
Culligan, the water wizard of Oz.
Where would you get engaged? At our most spectacular historic hotel? On the prairie? On a mountaintop? Wherever you get engaged, we want to help you mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers, where Spokane gets engaged since 1950.
Jackpots, food, and fun at Mississauga Casino Hotel. Sweet February cash drawing Saturday, February 24th, starting at 5 p.m. You can win a share of up to $18,000 cash. Mississauga Casino Hotel.
Welcome back. After almost a year of uncertainty, Spokane's historic Garland Theater is set to reopen on March 1st. In December, it was officially sold to 4 Degrees Real Estate. While that company handles the outside, it brought in 3 locals with ties to the theater to restore it and breathe new life into it. Bronte Saratsky takes us inside the new Garland Theater.
Here inside the soon-to-be finished remodel of the Garland Theater, which thanks to a group of local Spokanites will open next month, allowing old memories to be saved and allowing the community to make new ones here.
An entire feel that you just can't see anywhere else in this town.
That's new co-owner Tyler's vision for the Garland Theater, which will reopen on March 1st. The first screening, a beloved Spokane film.
We're just going to try to do an entire event out of love for Benny and June.
For the past year, the Garland's fate was up in the air. Struggling financially, the theater was at risk of closing. But on January 1st, Jordan Tampion with 4 Degrees Real Estate became the official property owner. The new and improved Garland will offer some nostalgia.
You're going to see screen-used movie props, vintage one-sheet posters, neon all over the place. We will be doing some 3D movies, but it will be the old style, blue and red,
while also offering a new and unique experience. One of the newest additions to the property will be the construction of a 4-story, 44-unit housing complex. The theater will be open Friday through Sunday for movie screenings. The rest of the week, it'll be available to rent.
We saw that the majority of our business always took place on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So to reopen, we just want to focus on those days that have always brought people in.
The changes don't stop there. From a movie club membership that'll get you free Sunday screenings to an entire month dedicated to movies filmed in Spokane, the Garland Theater is entering a new era. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Saratsky, 4 News Now.
All right, so much nostalgia in there. I can remember taking my kids to see Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Yes.
And my Danny would not sit still, and after a while, I just let him run. He was just running up and down the aisles in the theater.
All the popcorn you can eat.
Yeah, hopefully nobody complained about us.
We need to get Matthew Modine out here for a Vision Quest weekend at the Garland.
That popped up in my Facebook memories not that long ago. It's been like 10, 12 years.
It has. It seems like yesterday. He basically spent the whole day at KXLY. We had to shoo him out the door to do the news.
That was pretty fun.
Yes. Well, we have got just a touch of snow coming. We were both skiing last weekend. they could use just a little more snow. And let's do your ski report. Although, to start off with, no snow in Spokane, but we have seen a little bit of snow up in the mountains, haven't we?
That's right. This is a live look over current snow totals at Mount Spokane Ski and Snowboard Park. And yeah, the local skiers, like you said, have received quite a bit of snow, but they could certainly use more.
Now, see, I'm squinting here. Okay, since 4 o'clock, almost an inch. But their storm total is almost 3 inches. Okay. And, you know, that is the bummer with this ski report is I can't get live updates. So here's a look at your ski report. And some of these totals need refreshed. They have picked up 3 inches of new snow today at Schweitzer and have been getting little bits throughout the week. So things are definitely improving. Lookout Pass has had 2 inches of snow, but a winter weather advisory for a little bit more overnight. Silver Mountain, no new snow. Now, the last report, Mount Spokane had picked up a trace, but as we saw there live, there's more happening. And 49 degrees north, no new snow, but they've picked up some this week. And so if you are heading up to the ski areas, it should be an improvement this weekend over last weekend. And of course, there's night skiing going on right now at Mount Spokane. And there is a winter weather advisory in effect until 10 o'clock tonight until noon Friday for the area shaded in purple. Now, we are not going to get a tremendous amount of snow. Most locations will get well less than an inch. The reason that the winter weather advisory has been issued is because the roads are going to be slick for the Friday morning commute in the places that receive the snow, and our winter weather driving skills may not be as finely tuned as they otherwise would be this time of year because of our very mild winter. Here's a look at our satellite and radar right now, and you see the blue and green oscillating back and forth, and checking in with ground observations, that holds true to what is actually going on. We'll see a little bit of snow, then it turns back to rain, then back to snow, but it will eventually be turning all to snow across the region later this evening as that winter weather advisory takes effect right around 10 o'clock. Now, Spokane is going to be right on the borderline between where we have a good chance to see some light snow and some minor accumulations and coming up with nothing. So if you wake up in Spokane with no snow on your roads, that is certainly not a surprise. But if you are traveling around the region, you're going to run into those icy roads. Here's our forecast radar starting off at 10 o'clock tonight with a good chance of snow throughout North Idaho, and we're right on the edge of the action in Spokane. As we get into the early morning, we clear out in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Then the focus of the snow shifts down onto the Palouse, the Camas Prairie, and still some snow falling in some of the southern and central Panhandle Mountains. Here's noon on Friday, but we're dry across the rest of the region. Dry on Saturday with some sunshine, then the chance of snow returns. It's going to stay out of the valleys, but it is going to be low enough that the snow will be in the mountains. But you may get a goggle tan on Saturday with blue skies on sunshine, a little bit more wet weather coming on Super Bowl Sunday. Derek?
Okay. Chris, thank you. Well, if you're searching for ways to keep your kids active, look out for a brand new obstacle course coming to North Spokane. Sacred Heart surgeon and American Ninja Warrior finalist Dr. Alexi Matusek is opening Ninja Nation. You can try out the course for free this weekend. Our Allison Martinez gives us a look inside.
We're here at Ninja Nation in North Spokane. Now, this is a brand new indoor gym and obstacle course. Augie is showing us this is a great way to set and achieve some personal goals. Dr. Alexi Matusek represented Spokane in the final round of American Ninja Warrior in 2017.
Thought, well, why not give this a shot? I had no idea that I'd be selected for the TV show.
He fell in love with the sport and wanted to share it with others.
Obstacles are challenging, and you find this in life and you find this on the course, and you have to work at it. You can't just go out on an obstacle and try it timidly and maybe have success. These are things that you have to attack with every bit of commitment that you have.
Alexi and his wife Sarah say they want to provide a space outside of school and home where kids can grow and be a hero.
Just the getting through the course part
and now I can get through it really easily, and it's really fun.
The new arena will offer spring and summer camps for kids in addition to multi-week classes.
The bulk of the programming is for playtime. So this is extended recess where kids get to explore their bodies and explore what they're able to do.
Your family can try out the mobile arena for free this Saturday. We have more information on how you can attend on our website, KXLY.com. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Well, it looks pretty fun. Well, experts say more people are now shelling out major cash to go to live events like concerts and sporting events. They say it's all because of the pandemic.
It's really an idea that comes from the pandemic. Really, it's a similar concept to revenge spending.
Sunday's Super Bowl is a prime example. According to StubHub, Super Bowl ticket sales on their site had already surpassed last year's game, but the company says it's not just 49ers and Chiefs fans scooping up all the tickets.
Unlike maybe Super Bowls in the 80s or 90s or even 2000s, where it really was about the two fan bases, this Super Bowl, we already have sales from all 50 states and over 16 countries.
A senior economist at the Bank of America Institute says he thinks people are more willing to open up their wallets because of a solid labor market and increased consumer confidence. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
This is not any flooring store. This is Carpet Barn. Unleash the luxury with the newest trends in flooring. Guess what? Carpet Barn has blowout prices that will leave you floored. That's not all. Enjoy free delivery and free quotes to kickstart your home transformation. At Carpet Barn, we're not just selling flooring. We're delivering comfort and style right to your doorstep. Upgrade your space today. You and your floors deserve the best. Carpet Barn, where quality meets affordability.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll get right to the point. It's the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress.
Madam President, what's that mean for the average American?
It means saving $100 off every $1,000 you spend.
And Tempur-Pedic?
With bipartisan support, we've allocated up to $500 savings on select adjustable mattress sets and a $300 gift.
And how will the people pay for these so-called savings?
Try 6 years no interest and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction, it's too expensive to remodel your bath. Fact, with Bathfitter's hundreds of design options, you'll get the bath you want to fit your budget. Fiction, bath remodels take forever and tear the house apart. Fact, Bathfitter installation takes just 1 day to fit your schedule. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Hi, they assigned me to work with you, Miss Ray, but you can call me Miranda. You're me if you take the next step. How? Work here during the day, go to school at night. It's so worth it.
Face your future with Whitworth University.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Well, around the nation now, today, the U.S. Supreme Court heard a high-stakes case of former President Donald Trump's ballot eligibility. The justices will determine whether to restore Trump on the Colorado primary ballot after the state Supreme Court removed him, citing the insurrectionist clause in the 14th Amendment. CNN's Julia Benbrook breaks down the arguments made by both sides.
A lawyer representing the Colorado voters who challenged Donald Trump's eligibility in the state
argues that a post-Civil War insurrection ban in Section 3 of the 14th Amendment bars Trump from serving as president again.
What is very clear from the history is that the framers were concerned about charismatic rebels who might rise through the ranks up to and including the presidency of the United States.
But a lawyer for the former president says that the 14th Amendment does not apply to Trump's presidency.
Officer of the United States refers only to appointed officials, and it does not encompass elected individuals such as the president or members of Congress.
Trump's team also arguing that what took place on January 6th was a riot, not an insurrection.
And the events were shameful, criminal, violent, all of those things, but it did not qualify as insurrection, as that term is used in Section 3.
The justices seemed poised to rule in favor of keeping the former president on the ballot, several of them signaling concern over the far-reaching implications if they rule in Colorado's favor.
Why should a single state have the ability to make this determination, not only for their own citizens, but for the rest of the nation?
Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Well, President Biden will not face charges for keeping some classified documents at his Delaware home once he left office. The special counsel's report concludes that Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified national security information. The case shares some similarities with the classified documents former President Trump kept at Mar-a-Lago, but investigators say there is one key difference. Biden believed he was allowed to keep those documents and returned them when asked. Convicting him would require proof he intended to break the law. Trump disagreed with the counsel's decision, saying Biden's actions were worse than his and he's facing different treatment under the justice system. All right, as we head into a break, here's a look at tonight's ABC primetime lineup.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Those responsible for making our local roads and highways safe for winter travel would like to remind you that snow removal is an important, critical, and precise task. Please give the right-of-way to removal equipment so we can all get where we need to go quickly and safely.
Our motto here at Holiday Heating is fixed right or it's free. That means that we'll get the job done right the first time, and if we don't,
we will own up to that and we will take care of it for you for free.
Fixed right or it's free means that we are accountable for the 100% satisfaction of our customers.
We'll come back and get the job done and with no additional charge to the customer.
We are humans and we do make mistakes, but we are here to make it right and make sure our customers know that.
7 years ago is a pretty great way to start a speech. But if it's also the same age as your furniture, it might be time for a home refresh during the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and check out special purchases while they last. Plus 6 years, no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The President's Day Super Sale on now at Furniture Row.
American Idol goes all over the nation.
The hometown's big
and small.
Home is where the dream starts.
Inspiring.
An Idol is where the dream takes off.
You're going to Hollywood.
You make dreams come true.
Donating your vehicle to UGM Motors is easy.
When you drop off a vehicle, you have to sign a paper of, I donated this vehicle. And that was the hardest part. And I didn't have to fill it out. They filled it out for me and had me sign it.
Your car, truck, RV, or motorcycle will provide food, shelter, job training, and recovery services at Union Gospel Mission.
I think it's a great service to the community.
Call 509-327-HELP to schedule a free pickup today.
Winter weather means hazardous driving conditions. If you must travel, follow these guidelines to keep everyone safe. Slow down and keep a safe following distance. Use traction tires. Give snow and emergency vehicles the right of way. Carry an emergency kit. Brought to you by Lakes, Worley, Post Falls, and Eastside Highway Districts.
The hot new status symbol, Stanley Cups.
I got a Stanley!
But can you get sick if you don't clean them properly?
I have been cleaning my Stanley all wrong.
Next, Inside Edition. Wait till you see what we found inside when we tested these Stanley Cups for bacteria.
You ready for your results?
Then, inside the Super Bowl VIP suite.
This is where a lot of celebrities are going to be enjoying the game.
Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers won't be seeking re-election. What this means for the future of Washington's political landscape.
And I'll have an update on our winter weather advisory. Goes into effect at 10 o'clock tonight and continues until noon Friday. The snow will be very light, but it is expected to have a bigger impact on our Friday morning commute. That snow should be wrapped up by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, but temperatures will be below freezing, so there'll be some slick spots tomorrow as you head out the door. We're heading to a high of 39. 38 is our average high, so we're back in the ballpark. And maybe some sunshine in the afternoon. I'm running low on sun. It's been in short supply.
No doubt. I'll bring you some of those vitamin D supplements if you need them.
Yes, I could use those.
All right, we'll be back at 11 o'clock tonight for Nightside. We hope you'll join us then.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.